The Book of Enoch tells the Nephilim story, how angels became corrupt, and how God cleansed the earth. Corrupted angels. The Nephilim. Tremendous lifespans, a great deluge, and ancient and advanced knowledge are a few of the topics discussed in the Book of Enoch. An ancient manuscript comprising various tales narrated by Enoch, an attested biblical figure and grandfather of Noah, who is in direct contact with the divine creator. The Ethiopian Bible is the oldest and most complete Bible in existence. It's comprised of 88 books, far surpassing the King James Version, which only has 66. The missing texts are not included in the conventional version of the Bible, due to their challenging nature. Although their authors have been attested, and their work revered by early Christians, the following are the missing scripts: the Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch, Esdras, Baruch, Maccabee, and various others that never made it to the current version of the Bible. Before being translated into Greek and Aramaic, the Ethiopian Bible was written in the extinct Ethiopian dialect known as Ge'ez, attesting it as the oldest holy scripture in the world, 800 years earlier, before the King James Version had surfaced. Enoch was the great-great-grandfather of Noah, the seventh generation of humans after Adam. Because of his rightfulness, he was chosen by God to do his bidding and deliver his words, particularly after the earth became corrupt due to the irresponsible deeds of a superior order of angels with striking human appearance, also referred to as the Watchers. Enoch was the messenger of God and the one to receive his knowledgeable words and spread them across the land. In the end, he was taken by God into his kingdom, thus escaping his earthly demise that would sooner or later be upon him. After he became the father of Methuselah, Enoch walked faithfully with God 300 years and had other sons and daughters. Although Enoch lived a total of 365 years, Enoch walked faithfully with God. Then he was no more, because God took him away. By faith, Enoch was taken from this life, so he did not have to experience death. He cannot be found, because God had taken him away. For before he was taken, he was commended as the one who pleased God. Hebrews 11-5. It's no wonder why the Book of Enoch hadn't been included in the modern biblical version, since its content speaks of wicked angels who became fond of mortal woman and had mated with them, giving birth to the hybrid race of giant humanoids known throughout secular and biblical history as the Nephilim. And it came to pass, when the children of men had multiplied that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose wives amongst the children of men, and beget us children. And Samaja, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye, and will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath, and all blind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Then swore they all together and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And so the angels plunged from the heavens to take wives of their own choosing, defying the Creator's judgment. They numbered 200 and were led by their leaders. When the angels descended upon the earth, they started offering gifts of knowledge to both mortal men and women, thus defying the will of the Creator of an unaltered race of humans with a will of their own. In exchange, the angels demanded respect and adoration, but unaware they were of the chaos they had instituted, were led astray, and became corrupt in all their ways. All living creatures became impeded in one way or another by the new order of things. The angels didn't realize that the humans were too unripe and gullible to be taught so much knowledge at once. And all the others together with them took on themselves wives. Each chose for himself one. They began to go in unto them, to defile themselves with them. They taught them charms, enchantments, the cutting of roots, made them acquainted with plants. They became pregnant, and they bare great giants, whose height was 3,000 ells, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. When men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. They began to sin against birds, beasts, reptiles, fish, to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. Then the earth laid accusation against lawless ones. The conception of the Nephilim was the first ordeal humans had to face. Intervening into the natural order of things had infuriated the Creator. So the Watchers and all that had been corrupted were about to taste retribution and destroy all the spirits of the reprobate and the children of the Watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let evil work come to an end, and let the plant of righteousness and truth appears, and shall prove a blessing. The works of righteousness and truth shall be planted in the truth and joy forevermore. And cleanse thou the earth from all oppression, and from all unrighteousness, and all sin, and all from all godlessness, and all the uncleanness that is wrought upon the earth, destroy from the earth. And all the children of men shall become righteous, and all nations shall offer adoration and shall praise me, and all shall worship me, And the earth shall be cleansed from all defilement, and from all sin, and from all punishment, and from all torment, and I will never again send them upon it from generation to generation forever. Although some may find it hard to believe, the great flood had been scheduled long before Noah came to be, and it was his great-great-grandfather that had spread the divine word. The cataclysm was inevitable, as prior to that moment in time, inhabitants of the earth became corrupted and could no longer live in peace. The Book of Enoch tells many controversial stories of a time in a way similar to what we experience today, but with some major differences. Before the Great Deluge, humans had tremendous lifespans, fact attested by the Sumerian king's list and the Egyptian pharaoh's timeline. Although historians still consider this time frame in human history as unimproved and fictional, there are numerous accounts speaking of those days when gods walked among men. When mythological creatures were not just a figment of imagination, and 100 years of life marked the only beginning of one's journey. Today it seems that our remote history is either not allowed to surface because it would turn the instituted order to bits, or because that cycle of human history was never meant to be known. For some really intriguing reason, how much this seclusion is benefiting mankind, we can only speculate. I believe that such insight would offer us relief, and that's exactly what we need to become at peace with ourselves and the universe which we're all a part of.